Good morning, everybody. Morning time. Every new beginning starts with some other beginnings. And if you are some sort of musician or, you know, someone who can make a song for me as an intro so that I don't have to sing that every time, because now we got a video recording for the morning coffee pod. So I'm probably not even gonna be able to put that in the video. I'm gonna get I guess I don't really care about monetization. But I don't know if videos get taken down because of copyrights. So, because I just don't do research about anything before I do it. So, toxic trait about mine, but we're gonna move past that. I also want to apologize to you guys because the first episode of the morning coffee pod, I was editing it when I was on the plane coming back from Saskatoon, and dude, I sounded so incredibly tired and dead. And it's earlier today than it was on that episode. It was the first episode, and I'm not used to talking in the morning. But I'm doing good now. It's Wednesday, July 20th at 7:40 a.m. It's a bright and sunny day. I am feeling phenomenal. I'm in a great mood. I'm drinking. We're switching up positions for you today on the morning coffee pod. And we're drinking a hot coffee today. And I have my big green mug. For the people who are only listening on audio, I have this super cute, gigantic green mug. And I'm drinking hot coffee today because, okay, I like hot coffee. My posture's so bad in the video right now because I need to get a higher stand for my microphone. I'm just too tall, 6 foot tall gang. But I like hot coffee, but I don't like hot lattes. Hot lattes are really bitter. So it needs to be cold for me, but I like a good hot coffee. It just reminds me of my dad. Because I spent last Christmas with him. So then hot coffee mixed with the specific type of creamer, which is the butter pecan creamer. That's what I'm drinking. I'm drinking a hot coffee with butter pecan creamer, and that's what I'm drinking. Anyway, so it reminds me of my dad because I spent last Christmas with him, and that's all I drank. So I have a bit of nostalgia attached to it. It also reminds me of a camping trip that I just took when I was in Saskatoon. So I think I can't remember if I talked about this in the second episode or not. I don't think I did, but so I went camping with my dad and my two brothers, and it was like a family reunion kind of thing. Since I live in BC and all my family lives in Saskatchewan, I never really get to see them, so I went. And it was lots of fun. I love a good camping trip. I haven't gone camping since before I moved, so it's been 5 or 6 years since I've gone camping last. And it was lots of fun. The only thing is okay, fun fact about me is that I'm a pretty avid germaphobe. I don't like to be dirty. I'm germophobic about certain things, and other things I don't care about, Sharing drinks, if I know you and I know that you brush your teeth, I can share a drink with you, no problem. But food, if it falls on the ground, I will still pick it up and I'll still eat it. But using someone else's fork or spoon, cannot do that, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. But certain things in my brain, I'm just oh, I cannot do that. It doesn't really make sense, but whatever. Anyway, and then I forgot, because I haven't been camping in 5 or 6 years, so I just forgot how dirty you get when you're camping. Because there were showers there, but it was if I showered, I just got immediately dirty again. And I also didn't bring proper camping clothes. The clothes that I brought were fits, fits that I wanted Carissa to take Instagram pictures of me in. And she did not disappoint. But um very much like skirts, dresses, like trousers. I did not bring like camping clothes. But I was only there for like 2 nights, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But at least now I know now for next time. But yeah, so overall my trip was pretty fun. I got back to Vancouver at like 11:30, I think, or like 11:45. It was late. But yeah, it was pretty good. Overall, I had a phenom trip, if you say so yourself. That was not a real phrase. Okay, so now that we got a little, intro in about just my thoughts on camping, the main part of this podcast is going to be me talking about the amazing day that I had yesterday, because I just have so many stories to tell you guys. Every time something would happen, I would be like, oh my god, I'm so excited to tell the podcast this. I'm so excited to tell you guys this. Because honestly, I had a great day. Oh, I hope you guys can't hear that dog. I'm hoping that the microphone just, checks out the vibes. Anyway, so I had a really good day yesterday. Let me set the stage. Let me set the little situation a little bit. So, since like May, since it started to get, wait, let me take a sip of my coffee first. It's okay. Since like May, when it started to get nicer outside, I wanted to take like a solo trip to Vancouver, because sometimes like the trips that I've taken to Vancouver, it's very much like with my friends, going like shopping or something, which is fun, or like been on like a few dates in Vancouver and stuff, and it's like it's fun in games, but like sometimes I'll see something that I want to do and I'm like, oh, I know my friends aren't gonna do that, so I'm not going to, or it's like I don't really know how to phrase what I'm thinking right now, so I'm just gonna move on. But it's like, for example, every time I see a cafe, I get the urge to just go inside and get a coffee. Like literally every single cafe that I see. But obviously if I'm with people, I'm not gonna make them go into every single cafe that I see, because there's one on every single like street, every single corner, But I just wanted to go to Vancouver by myself so that I could like, I don't know, just be an independent girly, because I love doing things by myself, and I'm trying to like become more independent because I want to like travel to like other countries in the future by myself. So I'm like, if I can't even go on a trip to Vancouver alone, like what am I gonna do if I go to like London, But I'm an independent girly for sure, and I like doing things alone. So let me start it out. So I wake up. Oh wait, okay. I need to like give you guys more context before I begin. So another fact about me is that I just like absolutely love telling people about my day. Like if you ask me how my day's been, I will give you the most intense detail you've ever heard, and I will describe every single thing that I've done to you in immense detail, because I just like love telling people about what I've gotten done in the day so far up until that point, like whenever I do something fun before I go to work, and then I go to work and my coworkers are like, oh, how was your morning? I eat that shit up. I love when people ask me about my day. So if you ever see me, ask me to describe to you everything that I've done in that day up until that point, and I will love you forever, because I love doing that. Okay, now we can begin the story. So I wake up at like 5:30 a.m. and I go to my little morning spin class from 6:15 to 7 a.m. And it was fun. I pushed myself super hard, so I was like super sweaty. Got a good stretch in at the end, It was fun. Came home, took a shower. Took so long to get dressed because I was like, I want to look cool to my fellow Vancouverians, But yeah, so I ended up choosing a pretty cute outfit. I was wearing a skirt, a little white button up, and then I was wearing sunglasses, headphones, and then like I brought like a black bag to match the sunglasses and headphones. So it was a fit. And then key element of my outfit, I was wearing my like 4-inch Windsor Smith like black platform heels, because those shoes make me look super cool and like posh, you know? But like, wow, I'm gonna get into this later, but like not a good choice for shoes for walking around Vancouver. That's all I have to say. So yeah, and then another fact about me is that I love drinks. You know, I'm a drink girly for sure. I just like, anytime I leave my house, I gotta like take a drink with me, whether that be like coffee, tea, matcha, kombucha, even just water. I always love sipping on something. Anything that's in like a glass bottle or a can or something that I can drink with a straw. I eat that shit up for sure. Contrary to this, I have the absolute smallest bladder in the world. My friends can agree with me when I say that. It's like, I'll take like 3 sips. Like, I'm probably gonna have to go pee halfway through this because of this coffee that I'm drinking right now. Like, it's so bad. I'll drink like 3 sips of something and I'll have to pee. This is a problem when I go to Vancouver with people, because I end up like halfway through the trip, I'm like, oh, I have to pee so bad. And then it's like a whole thing. And then like the second we get to Vancouver, it's like, where's the nearest bathroom, you know? So, okay. I leave my house. I have a can of kombucha with me. I'm drinking it. I'm listening to my little music. And, you know, just the summer vibes, driving with sunglasses, windows down, you know. Just really nice vibes. And then halfway through my trip, so, okay, I drove to this is so messy. I'm so sorry, you guys, but, I drove to the SkyTrain station, and then I was going to park my car there and then SkyTrain to Vancouver, because like I refuse to drive in Vancouver, because like all one way and like always so busy and there's no parking, and parking is so expensive if you can find it. I just didn't want to drive. So I'm driving to the SkyTrain station. It's like a 30-minute drive from my house. 15 to 20 minutes of the way through, I'm like, oh, I have to pee. Fuck, you know? Because like, wow, I just got in the car. Like, why already? Anyway, me being the smart person I am, I was like, you know what? I can do anything that I want right now, because this is my day. So I ended up pulling over at this like random Starbucks on my way to the SkyTrain station, and I just went in there and I, you know, used the bathroom, I peed, and then I left. Didn't get anything. So shout out to that Starbucks for letting me use that bathroom. That was one of many Starbucks that I peed in that day. So, but yeah, then it was nice because I was like comfortable on the SkyTrain, you know, because normally I'm like uncomfortable and I like don't really, you know, I don't have like the mental strength to like look at anything or like look at the views from the SkyTrain, because I'm like busy worrying about the fact that I have to pee so bad. I didn't have to do that this time, so that was awesome. But yeah, I get to the SkyTrain station. It's like 8:45 a.m. You know, it's early, but that's like prime time. I love like the hour of 8 in the morning. It's almost 8 o'clock right now. It's 7:53. But yeah, so I pee, and then I had like a little bit of kombucha left, like because I like chugged it so that I wouldn't have to pee again, because it was only like half a can by the time I had to pee. And then so I got back in the car, I drank the remaining sip, and like, I'm not even kidding you, like 10 minutes later I literally had to pee. But not that bad though. Like it was like manageable. That's why I was comfortable on the SkyTrain. But I get on the SkyTrain, it's like 8:45, right? And then you guys know those old ladies who wear like the fun hats? Like they're just like decked out in like, you know, a cool outfit, and like they just look like they're having the time of their lives. That was this woman that sat next to me on the SkyTrain. She was so cool. She was like probably 70. She had a light pink hat that matched her bag, and then she's wearing this like dress. And I was like, you are a queen. That's all I have to say. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be ambitious and I'm gonna ask her where I should go for breakfast. Because the point of my trip was like, I wasn't gonna research at all before I left. Like I was just gonna go and walk around and find places and things to do. I was gonna be adventurous. So then I was like, oh, you know, like I don't go to Vancouver very often. Like, where's the best place to go, like get some brunch? You know, like brunch and like a coffee. Where's like your go-to place? And me and her, she was like so like sweet. She was literally like the sweetest old lady ever. She was like, oh, like, no one's ever asked me this question before. I don't know what to say. And I was like, that's funny. Like, no pressure. Anyway, she took like a few minutes to think. She was thinking really hard about it. And then she told me this place on West Hastings Street called Palette. And then she gave me like directions. She was like, oh, just like go to Waterfront Station. You know, you walk up Howe Street, which I like knew were like, that's just like one of the main streets. Howe Street, and then turn on West Hastings. It's like right there. And I was like, okay, word. So another like problem that I had overall was that I didn't have data. I'm like out of data until like the 24th or something, because I used it all. So I like couldn't look for directions if I wanted to. Like I didn't have that option. So I was like, that's okay, I'll find it. And then I found it. I did. It was so nice in there. Like it was like definitely like a fancier brunch place, I'd say. Maybe not fancy, but it was very much like, it was bougie, you know? But yeah, it was pretty nice in there. And then I got a table for one, which is always an amazing thing to do. I love getting tables for one. So I sit down, I get an iced almond milk latte, and it was really good. The only thing that I don't like about it though is like iced almond milk lattes have like the white flakes in it from the almond milk, and it's kind of like gross to look at, but it's fine. It came in like a really cute small cup, so I'm not mad about it. But yeah, so I got a little iced almond milk latte. It's really good. And then like I just lost my train of thought. Like I was literally telling a story. Anyway, okay. And then I get the avocado toast, because that was like the main thing that I wanted. I've been craving avocado toast for so long, but not one that I make. Like I want like a nice one, you know? And I got one. And it was $20 for one piece of avocado toast. And so I was like, oh, this better be the best avocado toast I've ever had in my life, you know? If I'm paying $20 for a slice of toast with avocado on it, like, yeah. And guess what, guys? It was the best avocado toast that I've ever had in my life. It was so good. It's so delicious. Like, I can't even describe to you how good it was. It was like on like toasted sourdough bread, but it was like the good kind of sourdough bread. Like it was like multi-grain sourdough bread. On top of the toast was some, you know, smashed avocado, whatever. And then pickled cabbage, which is so delicious. And then a single sun-dried tomato on top. I'm not one for tomatoes. I definitely like one of my least favorite foods. But this sun-dried tomato that was on top of the avocado toast was so good. It didn't taste like a tomato. It tasted like, I don't know, gooey goodness. It was so, like, it was literally so delicious. I was like, every bite that I would take, it just kept getting better. And normally foods don't do that. Normally the more you eat it, the less you like it. But no, not with this. It was so delicious. And then like mixed with the coffee, and it was really cute in there. Like I sat next to like a window, and I was just like people watching, and it was really fun. So shout out to the woman on the SkyTrain. Didn't get her name, but I hope she's doing great, and I just want her to know that I literally had the best breakfast of my life there. It was so good. But yeah. And then like I was in and out of there probably in like half an hour, because like, you know, I'm a table for one. I only ordered a coffee and avocado toast. Like that doesn't take long to make, and like I wasn't like being difficult or anything. So the bill comes, it's like $29, it's like $30 with a tip, and I'm like, wow, okay. So then I was like paying, and I asked my server, I was like, you know, where's your favorite place to go shopping in Vancouver? I didn't have any money to spend, because like I was like, okay, the rest of my money before I get paid tomorrow on Thursday. I was like, I can't spend any money in my brain except for like on coffee or like food or something, right? So yeah, I asked my server, I was like, where do you like to go shopping? So I was like, maybe I'll just do some window shopping, you know, I'll just go around for the vibes. And she was like, she gave me like a few vintage stores. She was like, oh, like they just opened up a new vintage on like Robson or whatever the street was. So like that, it's pretty nice in there. And then she like gave me a few other vintage stores. One was in Gastown, and then one was in like West Van. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go that far. But I appreciate the suggestion. And then she was like, oh, and like sometimes my friends and I, we like to dress super rich and then go to like the designer stores, like, you know, Gucci, Versace, Louis Vuitton, you know, everything like that. We just like to dress up, and just like we can afford anything that's in there. And I was like, that is fun. I'm gonna do that. And I was like, okay. Yeah, she was like, we act like we can afford anything there as if we're not all servers. And I was like, that's funny, because like, yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go do that. So I paid, I left, all was good. I'm walking to that first vintage store that she told me to go to, and this guy like rushes past me. It's like an older guy, probably like in his 50s. He's bald, you know. He just like looks like someone who would yell at you, you know. Like he looks like someone who would call me like a dumb slut, you know. That was very much his vibe. Anyway, he like kept running into people from behind because he was like walking fast. He was in a rush to go somewhere anyway. He kept like rushing past people being like, sorry man, you know. And I was like, okay, nice of you to apologize, I guess. But like, I don't know. At first I was like, maybe he's like a pickpocketer or something, you know. But anyway, so he like goes in front of me, and I'm listening to ABBA. I was listening to ABBA the entire time of my trip, and it was amazing. That's gonna be my like nostalgia songs for this summer. But a little farther ahead, I like can hear yelling, and I'm like, oh, you know, just Vancouver people love yelling at each other, you know. So I like do a little like, I take my headphones off of one ear, like, you know, when you take your headphones off of one ear. That was me, like this, for people who can look at the video. I take my headphones off of one ear, and it's the guy who like was like rushing past everyone. It's like 2 blocks ahead of like where I saw him last. So he's like long gone in my brain already. And then he's like screaming at this driver or something for like not letting him pass or something. Like something happened, and then he was like screaming at like the driver, being like, you fucking like stupid whatever, like you cut me off, like blah blah blah. Anyway, he was getting so mad, and I had to like walk past him, and I was so scared to walk past him. I was like, oh my god, what if he yells at me? And then he like turned around as I'm walking past him. I'm like walking around. The cop, like, there's like a cop there trying to like be like, leave, you know, like, why are you yelling at this driver? And then he like turns around and almost runs into me. And I was like, oh, it's my turn. It's my turn, guys, to get yelled at. But I didn't get yelled at him. I think he was just like mad and he left. And then he was like trying to make the crosswalk light, so that obviously so that he could probably like get away from there. He didn't make it, and I was like, that's kind of embarrassing. Like, sorry, King. But I wonder what he was in such a rush for, you know? Everyone's just living their own lives. But yeah, parted my ways with him. So I keep walking. And I go to that vintage store, and it was really nice in there. I saw a few potential things that I might go back and get for my birthday outfit. My birthday is in August, so it's coming up. It's in like 4 weeks ish. No, like 3 weeks. No, actually like 2 weeks, maybe like next week. It's actually tomorrow. No, but it's in a few weeks. So that was like the main thing that I was like window shopping for, was something that I could wear for my birthday. And I found a few things. Found like a hot pink pair of leather pants. And I was like, oh, what if I did like a Barbie moment, you know? Maybe. By the time I upload this, it'll probably be like around my birthday. Yeah, I found a few things. I got a pair of sunglasses from there, so they're pretty sweet. Yeah, it was really nice in there. They had lots of good stuff. Super expensive though, but it's fine. I paid like $15 for the sunglasses. Not bad. That's like average. But like some of the clothes were like, I guess, real vintage t-shirts. They were like $250, and I was like, wow, okay, I could just print this on a $20 t-shirt. I guess if it's not true vintage, but like the images were like fading so much because they were like so old, and I was like, why would anyone pay this money for a Bruce Springsteen vintage t-shirt? Like, I'm sorry, no. But nonetheless, I had a good time there. I left. And then I was like, okay, before I go to Gastown for the next vintage store, I'm gonna go to the designer stores. So I'm looking bougie as fuck, you know. I'm not worried about necessarily like not seeming rich, but wow, I had such an experience in the designer stores. I went to Dior, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Prada. So apparently the stores opened at 11, and I get there at like 10:59, and I go to like open the door, and the security guard like puts up his hand as if to tell me to stop, and I was like, that is so embarrassing. Like, that's so funny. I'm the first one in here on a Tuesday morning. Nonetheless, they let me in a minute early, so I'm getting special treatment. And then I walk in, they're all looking at me, obviously, because I'm the only one in there. There's like 20 people working. There were so many people in there. And then the guy, the like salesperson who was helping me, he was like, hi, like, my name's Kenny, and like, I'll be helping you today. Like, are you looking for anything specific? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh no, like, it's nice to meet you, whatever. I was being nice to them, because obviously I'm not like a snobby, you know, rich girl. But anyway, I'm like walking around, like looking at stuff, and like I'm being watched like by a hawk. Like this guy Kenny is following me everywhere. And I was just kind of like peering at stuff, you know, like obviously I wasn't gonna buy anything because I cannot afford it, but like it was just like nice to like pretend, you know. Anyway, so then I was just kind of like making small talk. I was just like, oh, like, how's your morning been, whatever, blah blah blah, to this Kenny guy. And we were just like having like a small conversation, and like it was civil, you know. I wasn't like being like overly nice or anything. I was just like whatever, being a human being. And then he like I'm like on this I'm almost done looking at everything, because it's not like that big of a store. And he was like, oh, it's like so refreshing to have you in here. And I was like, in my head, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, are you gonna poor shame me right now? That's what I thought. I thought that he was gonna be like, oh, because like you have no fucking money and like you're not actually supposed to be in here. And I was like, did he see through my plan already? But I was like, oh, like what do you mean by that? And he was like, oh, because everyone in here is like so mean to us all the time. It's nice to like have a nice person in here once in a while, you know? And I was like, that's kind of sweet. But like, why did you say it like that? Like, I don't know why he was like being like, it's so refreshing to have someone of your kind in here. Like, what? Kenny, what does that mean? Also, I'm sorry, if your name is Kenny, like, you do not belong working in a Dior store. Like, there's no way. No way a guy named Kenny works at a designer store. That's just, that name does not correlate with that occupation. So I was like, so, I don't know, I was so taken aback by that comment. Like, it was like kind of like backhanded. Like, I understand like the intent behind what he said, but I just like, I'm never gonna forget that. So shout out to Kenny, honestly. It was really funny when he said that. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so after I left Dior, I went into Gucci. And here's my hot take on designer brands. I'm not a big fan of Gucci. I'm more of a Vivienne Westwood, Chanel, Dior kind of girl, because I don't like if I'm gonna get something designer, I don't want to have the logo plastered all over it, you know? I want it to be like subtle. Because like I'm not like I don't want to get a designer thing to like show it off that I have designer. I just like I want it to look nice. So that's why I'm not like a really big fan of Gucci, because it's like there's just G's on all like every square inch of the clothing. There's a G, and I don't like that. But this Gucci store was nice. They had like a pink theme going on, so it was like all pink in there, and like they had so many like they actually had a lot of cute stuff. And I was like, should I just like try something on right now? I didn't really want to though. I was kind of just like lazy. But they had a lot of nice stuff. Yeah, I saw like a few people were in there by the time I got in there. And they were all like very much the type of people to like buy designer stuff and like show it off that it's designer, you know? Like they had like, there was this guy that was wearing like a Supreme shirt and like, like had a big ass like Gucci belt on his like ripped jeans or something. Like, I don't know. Very much like hypebeast kind of people. So I'm just gonna like change my seating. But yeah, very much like hypebeast kind of people. And it was just like kind of funny to me to see I was like, oh, these people actually exist. But I went to Gucci. It was pretty nice in there. I liked the pink theme that they had going on. It was pretty cute. I liked the decor. Some of the mannequin displays were nice. Because I work in a clothing store, right? So like now whenever I go into a clothing store, I pay attention to like the merchandising kind of aspect of it, because I'm starting to like make mannequin displays at my job, which is pretty fun. So I'm kind of like, I just look to see kind of like what their style of styling is. So I've become more observant that way. And they had nice mannequin displays, nice window displays too. So it was a good experience. Not one person talked to me in there though, so I thought that was kind of funny. But they didn't have like 20 people working like they did at Dior, so fair. But yeah. And then I went to Louis Vuitton. The woman there was like, oh, was it your first time here? And I was like, no, I've been here like lots. Not true. It was my first time going in there. I just wanted to lie, I guess. I just love lying, you know? But yeah, so I was telling her, I told her my name. I was just like looking around. Again, not like the biggest fan of Louis Vuitton, because there's like, like they put their logo on like every square inch of their stuff, but some of the stuff was nice, you know? Pick and choose, you know, what you like. But one day I will get something that's designer and I'll be able to afford it. Even like I was looking at the price tags and I was like, I was like trying not to like seem surprised when it was like $3,000 for like a t-shirt. And I was just like, I'd make like a kind of face, you know, like a pretending as if I didn't think that it was that much, you know. I pretended to think that it was a bargain, if you will. But I had a pretty good time. And then I went into Prada, and then I just like got overwhelmed because there were so many people in there, and then I like immediately left. So I don't really have any experiences from that, but yeah, shout out to Kenny from Dior. Shout out to the server for telling me to go do that, because that was a lot of fun. Yeah, so after I was done in the designer stores, I was in the mood for another coffee, and I wanted some sort of like baked good. So I went to Brecca Cafe, and it was really like cheap in there. Like it was like good prices. I spent $8 and I got a coffee, a breakfast cookie, a chocolate chip cookie, and like a coconut macaroon. So like that's not bad for $8. But yeah, the coffee was really good. The cookie was really good. I've been on a little chocolate chip cookie kick recently, because like I've been trying to become more of an observant person, and just kind of like, you know, people watch, listen to my surroundings, you know, just be more in touch with the moment, I guess is the correct way to phrase it. But so I was taking like a walk one day around my house, and this like group of like 3 girls that were probably like not much younger than me like passed me, and like they're having a conversation, and one of the girls, as they pass me, I hear, "Kanaka has the best chocolate chip cookies I've ever had, like they're so good." Whatever, she was like going off about how good these cookies were. Kanaka is the cafe that I go to every single morning. Like literally every single morning I get like iced almond milk latte. I haven't gone much recently because I'm trying like not to spend as much money, but I wanted to go. I was like, okay, maybe this girl's on something. Maybe I'll try chocolate chip cookie. And I'm not one for chocolate chip cookies, but it was really good. I have to admit, that girl was onto something when she said that, because I got one and it was so delicious. So I've been trying chocolate chip cookies now. Super good, but like very much after I eat half of it, I'm done. You know, that's just like how I am with everything. It's just like too sweet. Anyway, so I got a chocolate cookie from this cafe, some other things, and then I went by the water and I read my book for a little bit. So it was nice. I was there for like an hour, and then I think when I was done, it was like 12:30. So I was like, okay, let's go to Gastown, go to that vintage store that the server told me to go to, and then go from there. So I haven't like, I've been to Gastown before, but I haven't like gone and like had the full experience. Like I've gone there specific for like specific things, you know. So I'll like go to Gastown for like a specific restaurant or something, and then I'll immediately leave. Like I haven't really like walked around there. And after doing so, dude, Gastown is so overrated. And that is my hot take on that. Because let me tell you, it's so busy all the time because it's like a tourist spot. I forget that Vancouver's like there's lots of tourists that come here. So I'm like, why would you guys want to come here? Like, I don't know. It's just like, because I live here, I'm like, it's not like that cool. But I guess like to someone else going to like Canada, if they don't live here, like it's probably cool to them. But I was just kind of like I was so overwhelmed when I got there. Like it was so horrible. But I was like halfway through already, like halfway on the way to the vintage store. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna like full send it, you know. Maybe I'll find something cool that I can tell the podcast about. I did this for you guys. I really did. So I'm like going through Gastown, and there was a store. Oh shit, I almost spilled my coffee everywhere. There's a store called The Latest Scoop, and I kind of just like walked past it because I thought it was an ice cream shop. Because I'm sorry, why would you name your business The Latest Scoop if you don't sell ice cream? That's not a thing. But anyway, I did a little 1-2. I did a double take. because it was like a women's clothing store, so I went inside. And I saw the cutest dress there, and I was like, this would be perfect for my birthday outfit. But it was $100, so I didn't buy it. And I really wanted it though, and I might go back. If I can't find anything, I'm gonna go back and get the dress because it was so cute. It was like silk, like floral pattern, and it like, I tried it on and it just like framed my body very well. So maybe I'll go back and get it, maybe not, we'll see. Anyway, so I left that store, and then that store was like right outside of the Gastown clock or something. And I walk outside right as it's going off. So there's like probably 100 people surrounding it, just taking a video of the stupid clock that's like releasing steam. And I'm like, why are you guys taking a video of this? Like, this is so boring. Anyway, I wanted to get out of there so fast, but I was like, I don't want to interrupt all these people's videos. So I just like stood there for like 2 minutes, and I was like literally my heart was beating so fast. I was like, I need to get out of here. So I like rushed through the crowd of like literally 100 people. And I don't know, I was just like walking, and there was just so many people around. I just did not have a good experience there. And like all of Gastown just smells like piss all like everywhere. So it was also really gross. But anyway, I end up finding the like thrift store or whatever. It was like right on the edge of the start of like downtown East Side kind of vibe. So I was like kind of like sketched out too. Like, I don't know. I was just like, so many things like were happening at the same time. And I was just like, oh, I need to like get out of here and go back to like around the water and in nature and just like meditate or something. Anyway, I go to this vintage store, and I didn't really find anything that I like there. Like, it just like, it was kind of just like meh, you know, like I didn't see anything that really caught my eye, and I was like, oh, this was a waste of time. But you know what? I was like, told myself that this was a waste of time. And then I was like, you know what? It wasn't. Because if I didn't have this experience in Gastown, I wouldn't know. Maybe I would go back another day and I would have an experience that was even worse. You know, everything happens for a reason. And now I know never to really go back to Gastown again unless it's for something specific. It's cute down there. Everything's brick and it's nice, but there's just too many people. Especially like that was a Tuesday afternoon. Not even afternoon, Tuesday like at noon, you know? Like that's not really like a time that I would expect a lot of people to be there. Anyway, so that was my experience in Gastown. Hightailed out of there super fast, you know. And then, as I said before, I was wearing these like huge platform shoes, okay? And yesterday I took 15,000 steps. So, I was going upstairs, going downstairs, you know, like I was going up hills and stuff, like I was walking a lot. I was only walking when I got to Vancouver. So that was not the proper shoe to be wearing. I looked cool, but like, dude, I have so many blisters all over my feet now. And it's so bad. Even like before I left, I was like, told my mom that I was leaving. She was like, are you seriously wearing those shoes all day in Vancouver? Like, bring an extra pair in your car just in case. And I was like, screw you, Mom. I can wear these. I can wear these shoes, no problem. But she was right. So, mother knows best. But yeah, she was right. I should have brought another pair of shoes, but I didn't. So, that's fine. When I was in Gastown, I was just like walking around for a bit, but as I said before, like my feet hurt. I think at this point it was like 2 p.m. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of like done here, you know? And my plans for the rest of the day, basically I went to this vintage clothing swap thing with my 2 very good friends, Neva and Paris. Shout out Neva for making the podcast art one more time. But I was gonna go with them, and it started at 6:30. It's 2 p.m. at this point, and I was like, I have so much time. But I was like, pretty much did everything that, you know, I needed to do in Vancouver at this point. So I was like, okay, maybe let me call my friends and maybe we can hang out just like before the thing. So then I called them and I was like, hey, do you guys want to go get ice cream before we go to this clothing swap event thing. And they both said yes. And I was like, okay, word. So then I went back to Coolum, got my car, picked up my friends. And I was like so rough with like driving, like with like directions. Cause like I've been to like my friend Neva's house so many times and I kept like missing the turn. Like I had to like turn around like 3 times. Like at one point I thought that I missed her street. So then I turned around and went back like up the hill that she lives on. And I just didn't miss it. So then I had to turn around again. And then I ended up missing the turn on the way down. And I was like, fuck, so I had to turn around again. It was just like so intense. Like, I don't know what was wrong with me. And then I missed the turn to go to the ice cream place. Like, it was just like why did I miss the turn so many times? I don't know. Something was going on in my brain. Too much alcohol in the kombucha that I drank that morning, I guess. So, but yeah, so we hung out, we got ice cream, and we went to the ice cream place, and the flavors, shout out Vashti ice cream in Port Moody. It was so good. And there was a flavor, and the name of the flavor was Dulce de Leche toasted white chocolate roasted strawberry swirl. And I was like, wow, so many adjectives going on. I need to get this flavor just so that I can order it. I wasn't even like, I mean, I was intrigued by the flavor. It sounded good, but I was just like, I just need to say this out loud one more time. So, and then I got strawberry marshmallow as well. So I went up to the counter. I was like, can I have a cone of Dulce de Leche toasted white chocolate roasted strawberry swirl and strawberry marshmallow? And it was just like so funny. I was like, this flavor is hilarious. Like, how do you come up with this? And then the guy that was working was like, yeah, I made that flavor. I wanted everyone to know how like toasted and roasted it is. He just like went on, and then the coworkers were like making fun of him too. It was just like the vibes in there. Every time I've gone to that ice cream place is just phenomenal, you know? Everyone there is so fun, and like they have really good ice cream. It was delicious. The flavor, the roasted strawberry swirl, dulce de leche, white chocolate, whatever, it was really good. So shout out Vashti ice cream. The strawberry marshmallow one was delicious as well. So we got ice cream, and then we still had like 2 hours before the thing. So we just went to like a park and we sat, and I took off my shoes and I was, you know, giving my feet a little break from the platforms for a bit. And then we went to this vintage clothing swap thing, and it was so much fun. Shout out CC Vintage Events. I think that's their Instagram username. But I had so much fun at the thing, and I got so many cool pieces. It was basically like you brought like a bag or like half a bag or whatever of clothes you didn't want, and then like you could trade with other people. It was like not for profit. Like the rules were like you weren't allowed to like make offers like of money. Some people did though, because like there were a few instances where like people like just didn't like, they wanted something but then they didn't like anything that they brought, you know? So people were like offering money, but I didn't offer any money because I didn't have any. But I got a cool pair of cargo jeans. I got a few shirts, you know. I think Neva got a few things, and Paris got a shirt. But yeah, it was honestly really fun. I met a lot of cool people there. I knew some people there. Shout out Cassidy. I'm just shouting everyone out on the morning coffee pod. But yeah, I had a great day. And then afterwards, we were there for like an hour and a half, and then it was like very much like, okay, like we've seen everything that we could see, you know, like let's get out of here. So then we left. And then I drove Neva and Paris home, and then I went home, and I was gonna like watch a comfort movie, you know, like Princess Diaries 2, Clueless, you know, just to name a couple, Mean Girls. I was gonna like watch a movie like that, like a teen rom-com, if you will. But then it was like 9 p.m. when I got home, and I was just like tired. I wanted to go to bed. I was like, let me do some more self-care and just go to bed early so that I can wake up at 7 a.m. to record the morning coffee pod. And that's exactly what I did. So moral of the story is that I challenge everyone that's listening to this to go on a solo trip, whether that be to Vancouver or Saskatoon. That's probably also where some people that are listening to this are. Or just wherever, honestly, like wherever you can. Take a solo trip for the day, you know, walk around your city, window shop, go to some designer stores if you can, wear a cute outfit, you know, talk to random strangers and ask them where you should go. Because yeah, I had a great day. Now I'm in like a really good mood. I'm probably going to be in a really good mood for the rest, like for the next like couple days just from yesterday, you know. Look around you to see if there are any like local events that you can go to. Because yeah, I found that like vintage clothing swap thing through like an Instagram story, and I was like, oh, that actually sounds freaking sick. I want to go to that, you know? And then I did, and it was freaking awesome. I got so many good stuff. I met lots of fun people. So just go out of your comfort zone, be a little independent person. I am Miss Independent by Kelly Clarkson. She wrote that song for me, guys. Fun fact. I am Miss Independent. But yeah, so go and do something fun that you know. Anyway, we're pushing like 50 minutes. I managed to talk about my one day yesterday for 45 minutes. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day. And yeah. Closing time. Every new beginning starts with some other beginnings. And peace out, guys.